So students, in this chapter we will learn how did it happen, when did it happen and where did it happen. Meaning of history. Do you know what is history? History is about changes that occur over time. It is about finding how things were in the past and how things have changed. From the past 2 years, historians write about a host of other issues, other questions, and new ideas spread, and how cultures and society change. Students, now the question is how important are dates? History is the study of events and it is much more than memorizing dates, as you know that. Historians were fascinated with dates. They wrote and debated on which date the king was crowned, he married, he fought a particular war, and the year he died. History is about finding out how things were in the past and how things have changed. Students, now the question is which dates are important? As we know, not all dates are important, but consider an example in the histories written by British historians in India. These histories begin with the rule of first Governor General and ended with the last Viceroy, Lord Mountbatten. Students, do you know who is Robert Clive and why this man was important in history? He was important because he defeated the Nawab of Bengal in Battle of Plassey, and that battle became important in Indian history because it was the first battle won by the Britishers. Hastings, Bantic, Canning, Lytton, Curzon. It was seemingly never-ending succession of Governor-General and Viceroys. All the dates in these history books were linked to these personalities, to their activities, policies, achievements. The chronology of their lives marked a different chapter of the history of British India. Students, when we write history or a story, we divide into chapters. This division tells a story in a way that makes some sense and can be followed. Some historians have usually divided Indian history into ancient, medieval, and modern. It is a periodization that is borrowed from the West, where the modern period was associated with the growth of all the forces of modernity like science, reason, democracy, and equality. Next periodization was done by James Mill, a Scottish economics and political philosopher in 1817. He published a massive 3-volume work, A History of British India. In this, he divided Indian history into 3 periods: Hindu, Muslim, and British. This periodization came to be widely accepted. According to Mills, the Asian societies were at a lower level of civilization than Europe. According to his telling of history, before the British came to India, Hindu and Muslim disputes ruled the country. Religious tolerance, caste taboos, and superstitious practices dominated social life. Mill felt British rule could civilize India, and to do this it was necessary to introduce European manner, art, institution, and laws in India. But as you see this book, under British rule, people did not have equality, freedom, or liberty, nor was the period one of the economic growth and progress. Many historians therefore refer to this period as colonial. Now we will learn what is colonial and colonization. Students, in this book further you will read about the way the British came and gradually conquered the country and established their rule, subjugating local Nawab and Rajas. They established control over the Indian economy and society. So, when the subjugation of country by another leads to political, economic, social, and cultural changes, this is called the process of colonization. Students, however, these were not same for all the groups and classes. Now, how do we know about these changes? What sources do historians use in writing about the last 250 years of Indian history? Students, the British believed that the act of writing was important. Every instruction, plan, policy, decision, investigation had be clearly written up. They felt that all important documents needed to be carefully preserved. Specialized institutions like archive and museum were also established to preserve important records. Letters, memos, reports are still read in the archives. The practice of surveying also became common under the colonial administration. The British believed that a country had to be properly known before it could be effectively administered. By the early 19th century, detailed surveys were being carried out to map the entire country. For example, they did the forest surveys, zoological surveys, botanical surveys, etc. Students, census operations were held every 10 years. These prepared detailed records of the number of people in all provinces of India. So, from the vast corpus of records, we can get to know a lot, but we must remember that these are official records and tell us what of the official thought, what they were interested to show. Might be records do not tell what other people in country felt. For that we need to look elsewhere, like we have diaries of people, accounts of pilgrims and travelers, autobiographies of important personalities, poets and novelists to express their feelings. But these all were about the literate people. There is no record of the history is available for tribal, peasant, workers or the poor. Getting to know their lives is more difficult task. Yet this can be done if we make a little bit effort. When you read this book, you will see how this can be done. So I hope you all have get this chapter in proper way. So let's take a quick recall of the chapter. History is certainly about changes that occur over the time. When we write history or a story, we divide it into chapters. James Mill divided Indian history into three periods: Hindu, Muslim, and British. When the subjugation of one country by another leads to the political, economic, social, and cultural changes, this is called the process of colonization. The practice of surveying also became common under the colonial administration. There were many surveys: archaeological surveys, forest surveys, anthropological surveys, zoological surveys, botanical surveys, etc. The official record tell us what the official thought and what they wished to preserve for prosperity. We can get much more about the past from the accounts of pilgrims and travelers, autobiographies of important personalities, old newspaper and issues were debated in public, etc. Here you can see the meaning of the following word. First is chronology, means the arrangement of events or dates in the order of their occurrence. Subjugation, it means the action of bringing someone or something under domination or control. Archives, a place where a collection of old public documents and records are kept.